Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. This is part of my new 2023 experiment called MCU Sundays, where I just take on other Disney properties and run RPGs set in them. Stay tuned for the new Willow series. It probably won't be very long, but I do have some serious Willow love. That said, so the idea behind the MCU Sundays is I take a variety of different tabletop RPGs and invite folks in to play with me, and they can step into canon characters from comics, or they could step into the role of someone we've seen in the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in case that isn't clear. I mean, look at the icons. Come on. Why are you here unless you knew that? But they also can create a new character, which is awesome. And we have a mix of all three of those, uh, more or less. And we tell our own canon. So the MCU has happened. The only thing that we hold to everyone at least referencing or understanding is that the main Avengers line of movies has happened, because there's a whole lot of MCU at this point. We're talking over a decade. I'm not going to say, you must have watched all of it to be able to ride this ride. So we'll keep each other abreast of any canon that we tromp all over. I've seen a lot of MCU. I can't chapter and verse any of it, so doing the best I can. We're playing Masks, and we've been playing this for, I mean, this is like our fourth or fifth session. It's really wild and interesting so far. The team of young heroes found themselves in the Mojoverse, Mojo being this odd media obsessed demigod in the multiverse who runs TV shows because the eyeballs and the viewership is what gives him his immense power. Squirrel Girl was able to convince him to release you all back to your Earth, the 616 universe, but you also were to be filmed in your own 24/7 variety live streaming show. Last session, it was hashtag Oops All Dads edition, which started off with just one father showing up. But then y'all rolled like crap, and I just had this hard move sitting on my shelf of, and Magneto shows up. And so I did it. Dad Toll Royale is the best. Thank you for that. That is a great word mashup. I love it. Oh gosh, what is the term? What is the term where you mash two words together? I could rattle it off until
Portmanteau.
Thank you all. You all gain real life 1 XP for providing me that, and letting my brain not have to stress about what that word was. I'm like, it's a P word. Paramore? No! Anyway, let's go around the horn and have folks introduce themselves. We are down a player. Kay is unable to make it today. They had to take care of some stuff. We'll be back next week. And we are in the home stretch. We've just got a few sessions left. So let's get it all out there in this episode, which is the Brooklyn Visions Academy CW episode of the Mojo TV show. Let's start from the right-hand side of our character keeper, heading towards the left. So, Danielle, if you could introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm Danielle. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Betty Carter, or the Supermarine, the daughter of Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers from the alternate universe where she is Captain Britain and he is the Hydra Stomper, and she is a science brain genius who has been tinkering away and built her own mech, the Supermarine, and in the process of building this mech, accidentally punched a hole in the fabric of space-time and found her way into this reality. A feat she also happened, I think she was trying to add like something that was more than just pure nuts and bolts mechanics, and so she's got some glass tubes and things on her like mech that Rich helpfully helped describe last time, and I think tried to activate some of those when trying to shoot a little bubble shield off of the thing last time, and it did not work, and then we saw a reappearance of those portals. So there's something in this like use of not fully mechanical tech that is potentially causing these portals to happen, and nearly sucked in Andromeda's dad, who was there, and also Quicksilver. So they were both sucked into this portal that Betty created. And as a result of that, she took a condition, which then Squirrel Girl helped comfort her to clear at the very end. And then met at the end of that, after Andromeda saved them all heroically, met Sharon Carter, the granddaughter of the current world Peggy Carter, who I don't think who Betty knows about, and she certainly looks like her mom in pictures but has not met. And yeah, or great niece. Okay, I wasn't sure exactly what their relationship was per se, but Sharon's words to her were, "I've been briefed on you, so this is gonna be a real warm and fuzzy relationship, I can tell." I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, so that's where Betty is, in the belly of the Quinjet with Squirrel Girl.
Indeed. Brief question, Danielle, just to check in. Have you watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier? It's okay if the answer is no.
I saw the first 2 episodes. I think I
Okay.
didn't get all the way through. I got to where they had the other, like, who they were fighting. I know who they were fighting, and I knew the replacement, like, Captain America guy who was. So I got a couple episodes in, but I can't remember.
Okay,
where.
cool. Sharon Carter shows up in the latter third of that, and a lot of stuff happens. But don't fret about it. All will be revealed if it's meaningful to our story, and if not, then we just keep going. Thank you so very much, Danielle. And next we move to the middle of like the fulcrum of this triangle. Wait, does a triangle have a fulcrum? I don't know. Alexi, if you could introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Hey, so I'm Alexi, he, him. Follow all of my gaming endeavors online at Cloven Pine Games. In this series, I am playing Andromeda. So she is real name Tlachinol, but she picked a surface world name when she came on I believe it's been described as an unauthorized Rumspringa from Talokan, the MCU version of Atlantis. So she's a warrior with this, undersea army, followers of Namor. But she has decided to kind of try to make a name for herself, heroing in the surface world. I'm using the Gladiator playbook, which is a fan-made custom playbook by Brandon Leon Gambetta. Check it out on itch.io. It's been a lot of fun playing it with this character. And yeah, last we saw, Andromeda had finally started confronting her father, who Atuma, a general of King Namor's armies, who turned up to try and drag her home, and then they both lost their vibranium weapons to Magneto, and so until they can reclaim them, they're kind of both stuck here on the surface world, because it would be so dishonorable to go back to Talokan having lost precious vibranium. And so in the meantime, she's going to end up getting enrolled in high school because she's part of this super team that cut a deal with Mojo. So that will definitely be a fish out of water experience for her. Ha ha ha. Anything else I should cover? Oh, right. Because time has passed, I had to fill in a lie on my exploits. As the Gladiator, I have these exploits, these tales of glory, and there are 3 at this time: 2 truths and a lie. The truths are that I cut off the tail of the Leviathan Fin Fang Foom, and that I swam Niagara Falls upstream. And the lie is that I saved a crowd of civilians from the evil King Crocodile, which I've decided is what the story of the Super Croc has mutated into in the intervening time.
Yes. Love that. There are several TikToks dedicated to this lie, and that's delightful. Thank you so very much, Alexi. And last but certainly not least is Rod.
Hey everyone, I'm Rod, he, him, and I'm playing Squirrel Girl, Doreen Green, at least the MC version, or my version of the MCU version, who is using the Beacon playbook uh, and is learning that solutions sometimes are temporary and cause more problems. In trying to cut a deal with Mojo to get back to Earth, has snowballing consequences, and the trying to pit the dads together has created a lot of problems with the team as well. And yeah, hopefully she can think of the ramifications of her actions before she acts. But her heart's in the right place. Um, and two things. I since you brought it up earlier, Rich, I am a big fan of Willow. So I would love to be part of any game that has that has a free spot. And I also have a friend, Tippy Toe, has joined us this session. So
That's
thanks.
amazing. I'm so excited.
A little scarf.
That's so good. Yeah, this scarf is pretty great. That's awesome. Awesome. We begin this episode with a bit of like an indie rock number playing. It's very slick and just this side of being poppy, but also just a little rebellious. And we see in the background our establishing shot is Brooklyn Visions Academy with a number of uniformed young youths walking their way towards the class where you guys have been assigned per Mojo's brainstorming team, and also his polling units. So it's I'm imagining that each of you are wearing school uniforms that were provided to you at the hideout for Winter Soldier. Not much of a hideout right now. There are two giant holes in the wall, and the door is mostly off of its hinges. But that's, you gotta stay where you can. I'm curious, Betty, what about the school uniform have you spruced up, changed, or altered for either your tech or for your own personal sense of style?
I think Betty really likes the idea of a uniform. She is like excited about this, but I think she is definitely put under the collar like a little thing that you can, like a button you can press and it will call like her mech, because she can't go in her mech. So I think she's got like a button for that, and maybe like has like a little bit of a wind up like the thing that she normally shoots out of the arm to like grab stuff. I think she might have like coiled up and stuck under her sleeve. It's more like functional things, that it's kind of like where some kids have their pocket knife that they carry around in their thing. Like Betty has to have like a thing of like rope that shoots out, just like one of those,
Sure. Yeah.
little ones. So
that seems appropriate.
it's kind of her comfort function.
Nice. What about Andromeda? Now, in last session, during the discussion of "Gosh, won't you stick out," Quicksilver, before he disappeared with his alternate multiverse dad, did provide you a like illusionary device of some kind that would.
Yeah, I think he called it an image inducer.
He did indeed. Thank you for that reminder.
So I'm wearing that as a choker, which is probably slightly out of uniform, especially since we've all got like ties, right? So it's slightly weird, but it seems like the most secure place for an image inducer that will cause me to appear uh appear like I do while immersed in salt water rather than like I do while out in the air, since as per Black Panther Wakanda Forever, the Talokanil only look blue while above in the surface world, and when they're in their natural environment, they have human toned skin, right?
I didn't actually realize that. I've watched Wakanda Forever like twice. That's awesome. Why did I not realize that? That's awesome.
They're blue because they're dead to the surface world.
Wow. That's insane.
That's what I take from that flashback sequence where we see the origin of the Talokanil. Anyway,
that's cool.
Be that as it may, with the image inducer on, Andromeda looks like a tall, athletic Latina young woman, and she is blending in sort of in the student body here.
Nice. Yes.
Question, just from the character art of Andromeda 2, like what is the Talokanil idea of like what classifies as everyday wear, and is this more or less clothes than she is normally used to wearing, and has she or has she not altered her uniform to that?
This is like less like movementy clothes than she's used to wearing, definitely, right?
Okay.
Like she's usually in something meant for moving and fighting in, and so she's definitely like tugging at the sweater and skirt a little uncomfortably, because this does not seem like she's prepared for battle in this surface world outfit.
Nice.
And then Squirrel Girl, of course, we can't forget you. Have you customized anything about your school uniform? Is this the first time that you've ever had to wear a school uniform, Doreen Green?
Good question. I think, we'll say yes to make that more interesting. But she has a skirt to help hide her tail. I think she has like maybe a little headband with like little fake ears, just as an affectation, and a nod to her costume. And I'm debating whether to have a backpack with Tippy Toe in it, but
Tippy Toe is there, like he's your thing. So if he's not in a backpack, we'll just have him show up some other way. That's okay.
Tippy Toe is a female squirrel.
Yes.
Oh yes.
She.
Thank you.
Thanks
for that reminder. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nice. The three of you arrive. We're not sure if you were dropped off or if you walked or what. It doesn't matter. It's an establishing shot. You're heading up to class, and Doreen, you see, if you remember the brief glimpse of establishing shot, that it's typical of a lot of New York brownstones. We have the set of stairs leading up and the huge railings made of poured concrete, and leaning against one of the railings, Doreen, you recognize your very good friend, Nancy Whitehead, who is also in uniform for the Brooklyn Vision Academy. It looks brand new. And she's waiting for you. She's holding a few books, and because backpacks are just terrible for people's backs, so she's holding a few books, and she skips down a couple of the steps to catch up to you. Doreen, how did you get me transferred here again? You didn't get her transferred here.
I didn't.
Oh. Okay.
Doreen, have you found a new friend for us? Is this the new Pietro?
No, this is my good friend Nancy.
Hello.
Nancy, this is Anna and Betty.
Anna and Betty. Okay. Great.
Hi.
I'm gonna assume
Greetings.
that I have told Nancy that I'm Squirrel Girl.
Oh yeah,
Or
for
rather-
sure. She totally
She
knows.
figured it out. I think she figured it out.
Oh yeah, you're right. I do think she figured it out. She's 100% on
smart.
board. So
Yeah.
she leans in. Doreen, do they know?
They know. Yeah, yeah.
What are we whispering about?
I was just checking in if you guys knew that she's actually a superhero.
Oh yes, we are superheroes too.
Yeah. Wait,
Are you
Betty,
have
like,
you're a
absolutely
superhero as
elbows
well?
her.
Oh, you're a superhero? I've never heard of you,
Andromeda. I mean,
Are we
Anna.
not?
Anna.
Ah, right. Secret. Yes, yes, of course. None of us are superheroes. That would be ridiculous.
Is this a superhero school? Like, are there other teen superheroes?
You see no one exhibiting any kind of superpowers whatsoever.
Nobody. Okay,
Yep,
everybody.
none. It is
Monday.
very normy.
But
Just super
the
mundane.
camera pans up to a footprint on the ceiling that we don't notice.
Exactly. Cool. There are no superpowers whatsoever.
Okay.
Doing a little Rocket Raccoon wink there. So as you explain that you are, and then conversely are not superheroes, Nancy says, "Okay, great. Good for you. I'm legitimately super normal, except for friends with girl and squirrel. But that's cool. That this you. When did you team up? I didn't." And she turns and starts walking towards the entrance. When did this team happen? I feel like it was like yesterday that I don't know. Just you kind of disappeared for a little bit, and I thought you were wrapped up in taking down, I don't know, a major threat to the world or something again, and now you've got a team? That's pretty wild.
Things kind of moved a little quickly. We got sucked into another dimension, and there's this crazy
Whoa!
guy. He was like a Hollywood director, but worse.
Ooh,
And
worse.
yeah, he
Okay.
made us. We had to sign a contract in order to get out. And unfortunately, are
Oh yeah,
the
are the drones following us?
Yes, they totally are. They're like following each of you guys around. You each have your own. I think the Squirrel Girls has like the little fake ears over it so that we know that that's the SG feed. And maybe Anna's is just slightly blue in color, dead to the surface world, something like that. And you guys start heading up the stairs, and as you do, you hear a bell ring, and kids start scattering to various classrooms when a person who looks a little, let's see if I can just do Chrome. Do you just see the Chrome website? Awesome. Yay, because usually I do full screen. So we see this guy wearing a BVA security uniform as he's looking at a clipboard, because I just imagine he's a clipboard kind of guy. And he says, "All right, 4 new students. See, we have Doreen Green, Nancy Whitehead, Betsy Carter, and wow, I have that is a lot of
Just Anna is
and
fine.
great, thanks. Okay, listen. Hands like pulls underneath the clipboard. He has these little student handbooks that he hands to each of you. They're also online, but I think it's better to like hold the handbook and really learn what's important. I see some alterations here on your uniforms. That's it's verboten. That's just German for forbidden. Been taking a course. Forbidden. So you guys will need to fix that, but I'll give you a pass for this day because you're already late. We've gone ahead and signed up the 4 of you for Miss Caleros's math class. So if you'll follow me, I'll lead you straight there. Just sit down, shut up, take good notes. And his little shoe squeaks as he turns on the ball of his foot and marches you down to open up a door. And inside you see this very clean, new, This is definitely like a magnet school of some kind. All students in uniforms, none of which are altered. And the only seats for the four of you are in the back.
It's like I'm back in Talokan Army boot camp.
It is. You see that there is a woman, your teacher. I will throw her into NPCs, but just so we have an immediate picture of her, she pauses. She was standing at a whiteboard and says, "Oh, yes, I got a note about the four of you. Welcome to Brooklyn Visions Academy. I'm Miss Caleros, and there are four seats that I made sure so you guys could sit together if that's all right. If you want to find a different seat, we don't do assigned seats per se here in my advanced trig class. So just have a seat and don't worry about books. We don't use books in this class. Everything will come along with your iPad." Did She looks, the door closes, the security guard's already left. I don't see where any of you have iPads. Were you not given?
We can't. Betty looks slightly nervous. We can't use a notebook. Like, what?
You can use a notebook, but the textbook is on the school issued iPad.
Okay.
Gwen, and a girl with kind of uneven hair, is like blonde dyed. If you look in the NPCs, you'll see her. She pops her head up. Could you head to the office and she writes a little note. Can you get 4 school issued iPads for these students? And the girl gets up and looks back at the 4 of you, and she looks at you, Doreen, and you recognize her. This is Gwen Stacy, aka Ghost Spider. What is the last adventure that the 2 of you were pulled together in?
I think a gang of thugs inspired by the Vulture, who call themselves the
Ooh.
Vulturians, had been attacking, and we knew that they were using, they're attacking from the sky. So given our powers, we were patrolling rooftops, uh, and we stopped them.
She okay, and then boom, she's out and takes off down the hall. Without any further ado, Ms. Caleros just turns around and starts rattling off formulas that Betty, you can kind of grasp. Andromeda, I don't know, how are you with trig? I'm really curious how you envision Andromeda and weird mathematical concepts.
I think Andromeda did okay at math in Talokan, but they have a totally different number system.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's great. So you get some of it, but like the numbers carry differently, and that's really weird kind of deal.
Oh yeah, like it's like she has to be like translating everything, from surface world concepts to try and fit it into the way she's done math before.
It's like not base 10 or something.
Yeah, probably not.
That is wild. That is wild. And then Doreen, what kind of student is Doreen? Is she a really good student? Is she the kind of like everything else in her world, like super try hard and gets by, or I don't know. How do you envision her? And
I think she's naturally bright. I think she daydreams. I think she's of course pulled into her superhero life more, so doesn't excel in school as she might have if she didn't have any powers.
nice. So this is a whole deal. I'm curious. Are you just well, I'll ask Anna first. Are you trying to fit in here? Are you trying to understand it? Are you competitively trying to ace this immediately? What's your approach as she starts occasionally quizzing people, but she seems to be avoiding you guys unless you raise your hand?
Yeah, so I think I think Anna remains an extremely competitive person. So she's going to like do her best to try and answer questions. And that means like just like hand in the air. But she's not always right because she's still like adjusting to a whole different type of math. I did some quick Googling. Sounds like the Aztecs had a base 20 number system.
Oh,
So
wild!
probably that's more along the lines of what she's used to from Talokan.
Oh, that's awesome that you know that. Thank you for working that in. That's delightful. Who even knew? Cool. So I would like to. Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt how you're doing that, but like, is there somebody next to Betty? Because like realizing that we don't have the textbook, she is gonna look to see who has an iPad next to us, and how can I like copy the problems down on my paper and pencil notebook that I have with me, because that's what
For
we did
sure.
school
For
on
sure.
there, and
So-
like angle it and see if I can like gadgetify this. Like more of her brain is taken up trying to cover this than it is with doing the actual problems, which are probably more simple for her.
Nice. The kid who sits beside you notices that you are bereft of any reference material. He's wearing like horn rim glasses and actually a slightly out of uniform, and that he's wearing a like a little sorry, there's a term that we use for wool caps where I'm from in East Tennessee that everyone laughs at, so I have to think of what everyone else in the world call it. Like
Newsboy cap?
no, more like a wool cap, a toque, I think they call it up here in the Twin Cities area. Uh, a
Oh.
toboggan is what we actually call it in East Tennessee, but I know that's also a sled. So,
I think they call them toques in Canada too. Or
yeah,
toque,
yeah,
or
yeah,
like a beanie. I think a beanie is
yeah,
what.
beanie. That's a good term. Words have left me today, so thank you for that help. Yeah, so he's wearing a beanie, and he will certainly offer you the chance to look over his iPad. iPad, very fascinating device.
Yeah.
Pretty
And I
high
think
tech.
I'm just like poking at it and like trying to move it, and then realizing that when you do this you can zoom in. It's like whoa. So we're on this problem. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Genki Lee.
Betty. She like fully puts her hand out in the middle.
Oh, okay. So we're doing this then, and he shakes her hand. Great.
Nice.
But welcome to Brooklyn Visions Academy. Don't worry, it only seems bad. Okay, well this class is literally bad, as in incredibly hard, but good. Miss Caleros is nice, but hard, but fair.
She seems nice. Do you need help with one of these problems? Because like here, if you just carry the 5, like this will really clear a lot of stuff up.
Hold on.
And she like sketches it kind of out.
Oh, wow, that like totally works. I'm more of a computer guy, but this is good. Good stuff.
You have computers like this, like.
Oh gosh, this is small potatoes. No, it's good. It's good.
So you work with like screens and like glass machines? Cool.
Yeah. What?
I had some trouble with the thing, but is there like a shop class? Do they do shop class?
Oh,
at the school?
So they don't call it shop, but there's like some advanced 3D printing tech classes that have some hands-on with it.
Hands-on. Yes. That sounds great.
After this class, I can show you where it's at. Maybe.
That would be great. I don't know what we're doing, but yes, that seems most important.
Well, right now we're doing trig, and I gotta focus. Carry the 5. So Doreen, Nancy looks over at you. I have no idea what we're doing.
That's okay. Just look good for the camera.
She looks over and notices the hovering camera drone for the first time. Did that get here?
Oh, wow. That's weird. So you didn't notice it before. I was wondering why people weren't reacting.
That was here this whole time? Weird.
Yeah. Hmm. Maybe some kind of mind control or magic.
Hey, out of my league, but if there's anything you need help with, man, I've got you.
Right. I'm gonna assess assess the situation, and I can kind of use Nancy as a soundboard, but I'm
For
looking.
sure.
I know Mojo has used like actors before and put us in a fake
He
Central
has.
Park.
Fake Central Park, he has. He has very
Uh,
definitely done that.
so I'm curious if there's anything here that's part of his something he planted
Okay.
uh,
Roll
besides
plus
us.
superior.
All right. Okay, let's see. Yes. 5, I failed.
Oh my. Oh my. Yeah. That's that's cool. So you're watching the classroom looking for anything out of place. And that's when you look up at the camera drones and you see that they're just like how they sprayed subtitles in the middle of the air. They seem to be spraying to like the left and right all around it other than where it needs to be focused, something that gives them a type of camo so people can, if they look from the side, they have to hit the perfect angle to see
Oh, wow.
the cameras. But also you see that there is up 2 rows in front of you, there's a larger boy. Like, boy is not exactly quite the right term for him. He's big. He's Flash Thompson sized. He's obviously some kind of athlete. And you see that there is a kid who's trying to like hide their iPad from him, and he keeps shoulder surfing around when Miss Caleros is not paying attention for this quiz, and he kind of shoves them a little bit, like, "Come on, open up," to force this kid to allow him to cheat. What do you do?
I have
Comics Flash Thompson. Thank you for the clarification. MCU Flash Thompson is not big
oh
in any way. Sorry. Rich fell back to comics. So big, broad-shouldered
We're
football
talking,
player type.
yeah. Physically imposing athlete.
Thank you.
Unlike, I guess MCU Flash Thompson is an athlete, but of quiz team athlete.
Yes. Sorry. Back to you, Dory Green. You see big athlete guy seems to be trying to cajole someone into allowing him to cheat for this quiz, which you're exempted from because you guys just got here.
I'm gonna rip a page out of Betty's notebook, crumple it up, and I'm just chuck it really hard at the big guy's head.
Nice.
Yeah.
You do the thing. What are you trying? Like, bing, you bounce it off of his head, and he turns, he looks around, and he sees the group of you, and obviously it was Anna who did it. She's like the only one that looks big and tough, and he goes,
What does that mean? What is, and I like just like do the like hand motions back at him because I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
"Oh, that's obviously some kind of like you've agreed to whatever he is." He's like, Miss Claire says, but please pay attention to the test. He glances back at you angrily again. He turns back and he starts, see. He's just making up stuff now. He's so mad. Gwen comes back to the back row, starts handing out iPads. Doreen, wow, it's great to see you. You just started? This is awesome.
We gotta talk later, though.
Right. Yeah. We gotta talk. There's a lot of stuff going on here. She moves up. And then she stops and she looks right at the camera drone. And then heads back and sits down in her seat in the front, because I think Gwen Stacy's the kind of girl that sits in the front seat, at least for this class. Bell rings and the class comes to an end. Kids all start to get up. Bud, the athletic Brooklyn Visions Academy kid, gets up. While everybody else is headed this way, he is headed towards you, Andromeda. And I'm curious what you do, because he definitely is like trying to fill space. He forces people to move around him as he's coming back the 2 rows to stand over you if you don't get up.
I will get up.
I've seen you. You did that waterfall thing.
Yeah. What of it?
It's totally fake. Nobody could do that. Calling you out. You're a liar. What do you do?
Yeah, her eyes narrow.
Betty was halfway to the end and has stopped on her way out of the classroom to watch.
You don't believe I could swim the falls?
Nobody can swim up the falls, idiot. If you were going to fake something, you should have faked something that was actually possible. Plus, I mean, your skin was all messed up. He's not an adult, but if he were, he would be trying to shift your labels right now.
Yeah. This is interesting. I was considering using my Tales of Glory, but he's kind of like jumped right to casting doubt on them.
Yep. If that's okay. You can still
Yeah.
Tales of Glory, like pull back to Tales of Glory. That sounds fun.
When you invoke one of your exploits to threaten someone, roll plus danger. On a hit, they must back down or prove themselves against you before threatening others. Yeah. And of course, if I miss, then he would get to shift my labels. So that seems
There we
about
go.
right. I think
Cool.
I think like I think I'll say, listen, and like clap him on the shoulder in a sort of allegedly friendly way. I understand wondering how I can do what I do. It's pretty awesome. But don't go around casting doubt on those who are simply more willing to challenge themselves than you are, Bud. And then I just like squeeze his shoulder just a little bit. So like just like show off a bit of this, telecon strength that allowed me to swim up that waterfall. Can I roll with Tales of Glory on this and see
You
how this
certainly
goes?
can. Roll plus danger. Everything's gonna go great.
My danger is +2.
I know.
Yeah.
No reason to be concerned.
You're just trying to talk the dice into betraying me.
What? No, I'm pulling for you. I'm a fan of your character. Through adversity, you become. Oh,
13, 13, Rich.
On a hit, they must back down or prove themselves against you before threatening others. I think you squeeze on his shoulder and you feel like a little bit of weakness there, and realize like you could separate his shoulder pretty easily. Maybe it's a
Unique.
weakness of his.
Hmm.
And he winces, which makes him really embarrassed and also angry to cover up the like embarrassed that hurt. And he kind of slaps your hand away. Yeah, whatever.
All right, good talk.
That's his whole
Nice to
comeback.
meet you, bud.
Shut up. And then he walks away. But he's obviously defeated.
This is going great. I've made a friend.
I don't know, Anna. I think he's kind of angry. Just watch yourself with him. Sometimes, uh, especially at this age, humans can be vindictive.
Gwen's waiting by the door for you, Squirrel Girl. Do you think that Gwen knows Nancy? Like maybe Nancy would go over and chat with her. Does that seem cool? Does it feel?
Sure.
All right, awesome. So yeah, they're chatting, but it's obviously like she's waiting for you to see. And Genki is waiting for you, Betty. Like he says, "Hey, I'll see you in the hall. I'll show you where the class is."
Fabulous. I can learn more about these computers. Great. And like just sort of like waves at Squirrel Girl and Andromeda and is like, see you later. I'm going to a place where we are going to do something hands-on. It sounds like they have tools. I should be able to fix whatever made my mech go weird last time. So that is where I need to be. So bye. And like starts heading off in that direction.
Be careful.
Cool.
It seems fun. They have 3D things, which is interesting because like everything is 3D unless it's a drawing. So I don't really know what he was talking about, but maybe that's just what they call it here in the school. Neat. and then she heads off down the hall in that direction.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, Andromeda, Squirrel Girl, and Nancy's chatting with Gwen. The class is pretty much cleared out, so I assume you guys will head. You now have your iPads. They have like a little notifications thing coming up with a little map of the school and where your next class is. So I'll ask Squirrel Girl, is the next class that you have, like, do you have it with Andromeda? Are you all by yourself? What's the next class that you have?
Oh, I think it's gym class.
Ooh, yeah, gym class sounds awesome.
And Alexi, do you have a preference if it's together or separate?
Happy to be together.
Okay, that's cool.
Andromeda, are you interested in gym class?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, so I think I'm like semi-whispering to Squirrel Girl as we're going. This is so strange. No supervillains have attacked in several hours. Is this how normal surface world youth spend their days?
It's high school. All the supervillains are in disguise.
Like, she like raises her eyebrows.
Metaphorically. I mean, there are mean girls, and they're oh God. Just be careful.
Of course.
Don't punch anyone too hard.
Unless they're a supervillain.
Sure.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
And then you guys, you're following. Maybe Nancy's also in gym, which she, of course, is not super happy about. And Gwen, when you after you give instructions to Doreen about only if they have superpowers, Gwen will peel back. I've got a writing class. You're here about the drug problem, right?
No, I'm here with a kind of a movie problem. I'll explain later.
So that is your camera drone?
It's assigned to me, but it's not mine. I got into a contract, and my friends did too, that I need to get out of. Um, but
Okay.
we'll meet at lunch.
Yeah, for sure. I'll see you at lunch. And
Okay.
don't worry, Doreen. Whatever it is, I know you can handle it. And she'll head off, running off towards her class. Betty, this kid Genki, he explains that the 3D printing is part of the physical sciences class, and he leads you down, and there's a whole science section for the Brooklyn Visions Academy where they have chemistry, biology labs, and he takes you to the physical sciences lab where they have like, I imagine Betty maybe hasn't seen a 3D printer, but it is he like brings you in, and there's a couple of guys who are around, and one of them says, "No, man, like a GoBot. It's like a Transformers but shittier." And he's like, "I don't see any designs for that at all. All we've got is Soundwave. You're just gonna have to deal with it." And they start to like plug in a few things, and a bunch of arms come in. They start painting physical stuff and forms it like brick by brick. And Genki says, "This is the 3D printer I was telling you about. It's pretty cool, right?"
She's like lost in the sauce a little bit, looking at like this, like she's like, what? It's like, so is it's kind of like a lathe, but on nothing, on air. It's like it's the reverse. It's the reverse of a lathe. She's like trying to put things in her hair, like instead of carving out pieces from
Instead of
something
taking away
that's
what you
there.
don't want, it adds exactly what you do. Yep. We have CAD programs where we can design our own stuff, but these lamos mostly just download wares. It's kind of weak sauce, but I've got a few designs that I've worked on. Have you ever made anything? You seem like, are you into cars or something?
I haven't made, well, I've worked on a car or two. Yeah, you could say I've like made something, and she just like fully presses the button on
Oh,
her
no.
uniform to
Oh,
summon
no.
the mech there because she wants to also work on it. So I can also roll and have this go disastrously. I assume
Yes.
it's like gotta smash through a couple windows or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if this is like I use up a gadget and have
Yeah.
to.
Let's say you're using a gadget here. That sounds cool with me.
Oh, I
Are
forgot.
you
I had
are you
one.
trying to have it navigate through, openings without breaking stuff? Like, what's the
I
plan here?
Yeah. Good
not
question. Good question. I'm just so excited.
I am not sure how sophisticated a system she's been able to like, because it doesn't have a lot of compute. It doesn't have like a sighting system on it like an Iron Man suit. So
Mhm.
I don't think it has like a lot of like directionality. I think this is more like a
It just goes in a compass direction of where it's supposed to go.
yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I
This is
think
a
that's
terrible idea.
probably all it can do per se. Either that or like I put it wherever we parked or whoever dropped us off, like it's parked in the school somewhere, and I have it, so it's got to just kind of like
We'll go park to the school. That
park
sounds
to the school.
less terrifying
So
to
it's
regular
not
people.
terrorizing the city, at least, but
Not yet.
it's not incredibly. So gadget is, I think I roll a superior, but I'm like, this is the thing that I have to fix it so that it doesn't do that thing that it did before. This is
Exactly.
the best possible use of this time in this school. So,
Okay.
oh boy, the first snake eyes of the session.
Well, I feel like you were kind of rooting for that on some level.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. I'm looking at time. I think this is the perfect chance for me to think about exactly what my reaction will be. So let's take our first bio break. So we cut away from Betty furiously hitting the button to summon her giant mech, and we cut into Andromeda, Squirrel Girl, and Nancy Whitehead all dressed out in the Brooklyn Visions Academy gym clothes, which are all crisp, clean, and as ill-fitting as every other set of gym clothes from every high school in the world, or America, or at least American movies and TV. Yeah, I love that there's a gym at this academy. So I'm imagining that this being a magnet school, that it is a focus more on STEM orientation, science, and trying to get people prepared for advanced degrees, and therefore the gym class is mostly there to check a box. The gentleman in coach's shorts and with a whistle is heavy set, and as you guys all dress out, you're supposed to line up on the line. This is a basketball court gym. Yes, it's health and wellness focused. Very good. I like that. He says, all right, this is the PE part of our gym, so I need everybody to do a couple laps. And he toots this little whistle, does this whole thing. He says, you new girls, you know laps, right? Just run around the basketball court until I'm tired. And then he heads over and sits in the bleachers and looks at his iPad. There are a couple dozen kids in this class. Doreen, unfortunately, Nancy is in the class. Unfortunately for Nancy, Gwen is not. And Nancy says, you're not actually going to run hard. And where did you put your tail? Because that's really amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to know. Let's just pretend I never asked that question.
Right. I think my hips look a little wider than usual, maybe. Or
It's
something
like
like
wrapped
that.
it around. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't know.
So she's jogging a little bit, but it's kind of like hand motions to a walk. She's really like mall walker style speed and really not trying to put herself out there.
You call that running, Nancy? Come on.
It's running like
Barely. And Andromeda's just gonna try to encourage Nancy to run faster.
Oh, I got to see this. Please provoke her to running faster. I want to see how this goes.
Oh, beautiful. So that's with superior, which I currently have -2 in. So as I say, you want these people to think you're weak on your first day here? Show them what you're made of, Nancy Whitehead. And get a 5.
Wow. That's amazing.
So I'll mark potential.
Yes, the good news is you get to mark potential. Andromeda, you're just getting better at heroing through learning from problems and mistakes. I think where I'm going to go with this one is I think your words hit her harder than maybe you intended. I don't know, maybe you did intend it. But you see her get angry
Hmm.
and listen, why are you the only person who cares? The coach doesn't care. These kids don't care. You're already in great shape. Why do you have to like impress it on me? Maybe I'm never going to be gigantic like you, okay? And I think she's going to inflict a condition on you as you realize that she's not gung ho about your ideas.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark. Hmm. Um, let's go with insecure.
Ooh, neat, neat, awesome. So you mark insecure, and you just saw Nancy kind of lose her temper, which is normally not Nancy's vibe. Like Nancy can be confrontational, but usually she's relatively chill and self-assured. Seems like Andromeda's gotten under her skin though.
Okay, ladies, I think we just have uh different goals. But that's okay because everyone's an individual. Andromeda, why don't you show us how fast you can run, and maybe that'll inspire us.
Oh, you want to see how fast I can run?
Sure, sure. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Here's my question, Rich.
Mm-hmm.
Can I unleash my powers to, like lap the whole class multiple times?
Yes, on your
Hopefully.
right, on your right. Yes, let's see you unleash your powers. Roll plus your +2 freak.
So this can't go wrong.
No, it's going to go perfectly right. Everything's right here.
That would be a 9.
Ooh, that's pretty nice. Now, you can uh you can do the thing. However, if you do not mark a condition, I'll tell you how your effect is unstable or temporary.
I guess I'm intrigued by how it could be unstable or temporary.
Oh, okay. Well, you do not need to mark a condition. You, at the challenge of Squirrel Girl, take off, and your legs are pumping, and you are just an incredible athlete. Your Talakani strength, these regular people, you just blaze around them. Boom. One full lap, second full lap. You're coming around the third lap, and you're still breathing easy. You feel amazing. And it's obvious that these kids are a little scared of you because when you come thundering around,
Hmm.
when you come thundering around each time, like they cow just a little bit, like, whoa, here comes the crazy chick. And um that's when one of the girls in the middle of the backpack there just sticks her leg out and trips you. Just pure spite. It hurts. It hurts her leg. Like she's probably getting a pretty big bruise there. But you did not see it coming. And that is what was unstable as you go sprawling face forward. And I would like to see you take a powerful blow as
Oof.
you
Okay.
hit the deck, hit that parquet floor, and skid for a while. And the kids are watching, and that's more of the powerful blow than anything. Is the idea of just skidding along the floor. The coach looks up. Oh, damn.
So I rolled an 8.
Okay.
And I can choose lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, give ground, opposition gets an opportunity, or struggle past the fade. Mark 2 conditions. Hmm. In some ways, I did pick this over marking 1 condition. So marking 2
Sorry.
conditions seems foolhardy. No, I think this is legit.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, we're gonna spread the pain a little bit here. Sure. I oh oh that's so mean. Yes, I'm gonna do the mean thing. I'm gonna take advantage of my influence on Squirrel Girl and just say like,
Yes.
Noreen, what the hell? Why didn't you warn me? That was ah, I can't believe this. Is unbelievable.
And you're relinquishing your influence to inflict
yeah.
a condition. What condition do you inflict upon Dorian Green, aka Squirrel Girl?
I want to make you feel guilty because I'm blaming you for not giving me this heads up, right? I'm like,
Appropriate.
yes, it's much harder to trip underwater. she's not tripping. Her one weakness.
Curses.
I'm gonna run up to Andromeda and try to help her up, and I don't know if she slaps my hand away.
Yeah, I don't.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, shove your hand away, like none too gently, and just like pull myself up and dust myself off.
Oh boy. I'm gonna turn around and glare at the girl who tripped her.
And she's got her hair is sorry for the mic thing. I think she's one of the like, oh, I'm an arty punk girl. So she's got her hair chopped in different layers, all kinds of different colors, and like little rubber band things. And she looks like, oh, sorry. I didn't even see her. She was like a blur. And she's not supported by other friends. They're all kind of shocked by this and a little unsure, but she doesn't seem to care. What do you do?
I'm gonna stomp up to her. Gosh. What can I do? I mean, I can do a lot of things, but what should I do? All right. Yeah, I'm gonna try to provoke her,
Ooh.
and I'm just gonna kind of like lay into like saying, you know, it's not easy going to a new school. I don't know if you've ever tried to do something new, surrounded by people you don't know, trying to fit in, um, and all you can do is make things harder for people in that situation. I mean, what is wrong with you? Like, typical, kind of make her feel make her feel guilty because I feel guilty, kind of thing.
Nice. You don't have influence over her, but you can try to provoke her into feeling guilt, showing remorse. So let's see some dice. Go ahead and roll plus superior.
Okay. Well, I'm at -2 now for that.
Oh, great timing to
Good setup.
try to provoke someone.
Oh, 5. Oh dear.
Wow. That's perfect. And I think that's like perfectly appropriate for the blasé attitude this girl's trying to exude. And you realize that she's not going to show remorse in front of the rest of the class. You get that vibe from her. You also realize as you're yelling at her, she's as much as an outcast as you guys are. This was a really dumb ploy to either lash out or possibly ingratiate herself to the group by creating another outcast. But your words, they just slip past her. And your coach, your teacher, who we're going to say that his last name is Rumpelfort, Coach Rumpelfort, blows his whistle and he goes, all right, now, hey. Oh, man, jeez, man, are you hurt or are you injured? You girls, do some laps the other direction. Stop causing trouble. Are you hurt or are you injured? He asks you, Andromeda.
I am neither hurt nor injured. It takes more than a mere trip to damage me.
That's what I like to hear. Hell yeah. Bunch of powder puffs around here. Are you on any of the teams? I don't think I recognize you from any of the teams. What do you play?
This is my first day at this school.
Yeah, well, what are you good at? What do you play?
Everything. I'm good at everything.
All right. Our girls' basketball team has a game tonight. They're all pretty terrible. Except for the other team. They're quite good. You know, public school. Are you in?
Yes. And she's like, in her head thinking like, which one is basketball? But she figures she'll check with her Surface World friends later.
Excellent. He claps you on the shoulder, and this feels good because he's an adult, but also you realize that the way that the rest of the class acts towards him, perhaps he does not have the kind of respect that most adults who lead other children in calisthenics in your world would be treated. That's very odd. He says, I like you. Looks at his iPad. Just Anna? Just like no surname? That's interesting. Like a Madonna thing? That's cool. I'm into it. I like that. It's good. Big and strong. It's good stuff. And he's going to shift your labels. He's going to tell you you're superior.
What's he shifting down?
I think he is going to. He likes your freak where it is. So I think he's gonna push your savior down and raise your superior.
Raise superior, push down savior. I will accept that. That kind of, that's probably it's probably feels good to be reminded of my superiority as I'm questioning if I'm succeeding at this whole high school project.
As your empathy is eroding without realizing it.
Nice. So Squirrel Girl, after Coach Rumplefort yelled at you and this other girl to run separate directions, how do you take that? Like, what do you do with that?
I'm actually glad to have some time to burn off some of my anger and guilt and emotions.
Nice.
Um,
Perfect
guess it-
opportunity for you to try to literally shed one of those conditions by doing something unwise.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
You just took the one condition though, right?
I just took
That's
the one
true.
condition,
That's true.
yeah,
That's true. Thank you for that reminder.
sure. So I guess the girl and I are running opposite directions. So every now and then we
Pass. Yeah.
pass and just kind of avoid looking, or maybe I give her. I think I won't make eye contact with her.
Ooh, the cold shoulder. Nice. She's not the kind of person to physically threaten you in any way. She just is doing a half jog thing and doing the, oh God, just so over this, mutter to herself. Found a great pick for Coach Rumplefort. I'm very proud of it.
There he is.
That's exactly who I had in mind. I did not know the internet would be so generous in giving me what I needed. Sweet. Yeah, so we cut away from Squirrel Girl, rejected by Coach and also a rebellious young teen in her Avril Lavigne stage. And we return to the 3D printer as Betty, you press the button to call your mech to you. And the camera spins across and starts doing a little like 360 vision, and you hear in the distance ka-chunk, 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 and you know it's the sound of your mech spinning up, coming towards you. Then you hear a loud explosion, and no more ka-chunk sounds of it coming closer. What do you do?
Her face when she hears the ka-chunks was like, yes, okay, this is working, it's coming. And then the explosion, and then she's like, I think her face just goes like white, and then she just goes, oh no, and like whirls around and runs off in the direction that she last heard that coming from.
Nice. Cool. Genki says, wow, did you hear that? Oh, hey. And are you okay? And he starts running after you, unsure what's going on, but probably not asking any more questions as you take off down the hallway. We hear Oh Yeah by Yellow playing in the background as a brief allusion to Ferris Bueller's Day Off as you come careening around a hallway corner and head towards the back parking lot where the car was cleverly disguised as or not the car, but the mech was cleverly disguised as some kind of vehicle, and it was supposed to like transform or something, but that maybe didn't work out. And when you burst out to the back, you see it lying on its side, and there is a burning man who is floating in the air about 40 feet up. Like he's on fire. He's not screaming in pain.
And he's standing up. He's
like floating above it and watching the giant mech. And when you come out, he says, "Don't worry, I took care of it. Everything's fine."
She's gonna just like scream and try and like no, you. What did you do? And she just runs over to the mech immediately.
Nice. You're like cradling its hand or something.
Yeah, like what?
Genki comes up. Whoa, that is amazing. What is this yours?
This is the Supermarine. She's checking like gas lines and like is the frame crunched?
It evidently seems like it was hit by something really hard. It broke a few of the glass tubes, and there's some power you're gonna have to reroute. You think you can fix it if you had if you were at your garage or if you had the right tools. You should stay back. That thing was dangerous. Don't worry though, I took care of it. I told you I took care of it. I did the thing that Reed said that I should assure people when he starts floating down towards the ground, lands, and he like turns off his flame, and he's wearing this blue like bodysuit thing with a number 4 in the middle. He's real cute. Like he's handsome, and he walks over and bends down. Ma'am, don't worry, it's not a threat to anybody anymore.
I'm so sorry. But don't you need to go toast a marshmallow somewhere? Like I'm working here.
Genki snickers. Haven't heard that one in a while. Listen, I'm the Human Torch, and that was a threat to the school. It was charging at your school. Okay, ma'am?
Yes, because I called it because I needed to fix it. And now, well, you've broken the part I needed to fix. So that's fine. I can do that later.
That's yours? Is this some kind of Iron Giant thing? Starts looking around.
Yeah, this is the Supermarine. She kind of like gets a little bit like, wait a minute, somebody actually wants to know about this thing. She's still mad, but it's like
he pulls out like a little wrist thing. Hey, Sue, yeah, what's a Supermarine?
No, it's not a one, it's the one. It's my Supermarine.
Right, the Supermarine. Sue, what's that? You hear a woman's voice come over. I really need context, Johnny. There's a big robot, and this high school kid says it's called the Supermarine, and it's not a threat. Okay. Looks like it was a plane, not really a mech. Not sure.
Yes,
I'm
it was, but my this is like my dad's. This was like the Hydra Stomper. You wouldn't know what that is either because they don't have it in this
I
time.
don't like Hydras. We've got that, and they've been. Hey, some shield clearance stuff just came over. Johnny, where? Oh, okay, I see where you're at. Hang tight. Oh man, you're not coming in the car, are you, sis? What? So you go here? I've heard it's a nice school.
As of today, I guess she kind of like looks around and is like looking to see if the little
Of
camera
course,
is following her.
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Blame that.
You're sure a little bit. Huh. That's yours too? The little drone thing looks like way more high tech than this thing. It knocks
Okay.
your giant neck.
Okay. First of all, the different tech entirely. Secondly, this was no, that's more of like a contract prison situation, but it's a camera that that has to follow us around. But this is my anyway. Shield, if you talk to Shield, they probably can tell you about it. I probably can't even tell you about it. But no, nobody
Right.
knows what it is. And because this timeline is stupid and nothing is the way it's supposed to be, and nobody knows who they are or who my parents are, even though I know who they are and they are definitely real.
That's a lot, Betty. No, he doesn't know your name, so he's like, that's a lot. Maybe we go talk to your school counselor.
I'm fine. I just need to fix my mech, which was fine until you smushed it. It made it through a Doombot, you know? Did you know this survived a fight with a Doombot and you threw something at it and you broke
Doombot?
a
Okay, great. I eat Doombots for lunch, lady. We cut to the gym where you guys hear a sound like a huge explosion of some kind and a gigantic crash. And moments later, one of the girls screams out while looking at her phone, "Oh, wow, something's happening, a huge fight in the parking lot." I'm like, oh man, is it Bud again? No, like a mech, a giant mech. What's a mech? A huge robot, stompy robot. And coach is like, oh, you should shelter in place or something.
I'll like try and catch Dorian's eye, and indicate like we gotta go out and check on this.
Yeah, I think my hearing already caught that, and I'm
Oh, that's
looking at
true.
you and nodding. And is there like maybe like a side door we can exit out of, or?
Of course. There's a side door, like right. It's the gym. Right? They have to have people be able to come in without going through the school to attend sporting events. So you can very easily make your way out to the parking lot. Coach
Yeah,
Rumplefort's
let's
like,
do it.
"Hey, new kids, don't get suspended because you're on the basketball team." Anna, but
She'll
like don't get hurt.
like give him like a big thumbs up, which is one of the surface world gestures she has definitely learned.
It totally worked for him. He's okay with it.
So then we're like bursting out here. Do we? By the time we like emerge in the parking lot, have we like somehow magically changed into our superhero clothes?
Of course. God, how can we have it any other way? Boom! You guys come around and you see Betty angrily yelling at Squirrel Girl. You totally know Johnny Storm. How have you helped out Johnny Storm or the Fantastic Four in the past?
Wow.
Sorry, all these out of the left field
Yeah, no,
questions.
that's fine.
Okay.
Let me think of a. Trying to think of a quintet of villains.
Did you
Um,
defeat the Mole Man with them? Because I love the Mole Man.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
sweet. Sweet.
Right.
Oh, so good. So good. Awesome. So yeah, you, Andromeda, of course, just see a guy in a blue suit with some like a white like knot belt thing and some go-go boots looking. I don't know. It's okay, but it's a little retro. Uh, and you also see that there is a huge flying car headed this way. It's silver, and there are there are people in it, including a guy who's gigantic and made of rocks.
Yeah, this seems like some supervillains have revealed themselves to
Totally
attack
be
my
that.
friend's mech.
It
Yeah,
could possibly
absolutely.
be that. Yes, that is a possibility.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, Betty, watch out! Uh, and I will like, ooh, I think like just do a like running leap and try and like grab the like floating car thing and like pull it down from the sky.
God, that's amazing. Oh my goodness, that's so great. I love this.
While Doreen's just yelling, "No!"
But I'm ignoring her because I'm still upset with her.
Oh man, we should have had you shift danger up and any other label down when you took that powerful blow. Oh, yeah,
It's optional. It's optional,
that's
right?
true. You don't have to. Okay, cool. So I think you're just directly confronting this thing, right? I don't think
Yeah,
there's a
yeah. You
playbook
know,
move yet.
gotta
You're just doing your
stop
thing.
these mysterious supervillains who've destroyed my friends, or damaged my friend's mech and are now back for more.
They are back for more.
Here we go. So I'm gonna roll plus danger.
Yeah.
See how this goes. That's an 11.
Hey, on a hit you trade blows. But you get to choose two from the list. Would you like to resist, take something from them, create an opportunity, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition?
Impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition, definitely.
Nice. So you leap up into the air. It's cinematic as all get out. All the cameras like turn to get tracking shots of you. Like one zooming up. Your blue camera eye is like going with you, whereas the other two camera eyes are just doing different shots so that they can cross cut all this in. You come up towards the thing, and
Right, and I guess I must look blue now because I probably like flicked off the image inducer
yeah, I
on
love
my
that.
way out
Yeah,
of the
I
gym.
love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
If that's yeah, that I like the idea of being like super in blue and 100% Andromeda. And there's a guy in the thing before you slam into it. His head, like his neck, is super long, giraffe long, and he looks down and his eyes get a little comically big, and he's like, "A Talikani!" And then some lasers come out of this flying car, this silvery flying car thing, and hit you. But then they're definitely scattering. The guy who's made out of rock just like falls out of the side. He just kind of bails, rips the seatbelt, and just falls and slams into the parking lot, cracks all the parking lot, and then gets up as if he just stepped out of a car, even though he fell several hundred feet. But yeah, you are taking a blow, and
Yes.
you hit the ship itself right now. The guy who called out Talakani, he's trying to keep it from crashing. The blonde girl who's in there with him is doing something with her hands, and you see these like semi-translucent bubbles as it's bouncing off of a couple of things. Maybe she's got something to do there that she's keeping it from slamming into people or important.
Yeah. So I picked Impress, Surprise, Threat in the opposition. I'm not picking Resist or Avoid their blows because
Yep.
why would you pick that one?
Why
But
would you? That
I
seems
am
so
picking
boring.
Create an Opportunity for your allies if that's
Oh,
okay.
is your
So,
second one for sure?
and I'm wondering if maybe some bit of this floating vehicle like lands near Betty.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case that's like of interest to a brain. So I'll take a powerful blow from the lasers.
Yeah, I think that's what would be able to do a powerful blow to you.
There's some lasers. That's okay. I scoff at lasers.
These are just so last year.
Hey, hey, that's a 6 total.
Our potential, that's the perfect of all opportunities. Please tell me how you stand strong and weather this blow.
Yeah. I think like I think it hurts to be zapped with lasers, but pain is weakness leaving the body, right? So Andromeda just knows, when like battle is joined, you've gotta ignore it. So she's just powering through, not feeling the lasers as she brings this thing down and then like sticks the landing.
Nice. That's impressive. Man, I realize at this moment that I'm not fulfilling the wish of fighting, helping others rather than dealing with your own problems. I'm sorry for that, friends.
That's sort of on us though, because we just keep
We just
causing
keep
our own
causing
problems.
We just keep causing
Maybe
problems.
maybe in the grand finale of the series, we'll solve problems that we did not cause in the first place.
Maybe.
That's
I'm not holding my breath for that. Squirrel Girl, you just saw Andromeda very impressively tackle the Fantasticar, and Herbie and the Thing both bailed out of it. And the Thing is fine. Herbie is just floating his way down. The Human Torch is a little alarmed, and he calls out for Sue and Reed, but mostly Sue. What do you do?
So, stepping out of character for a second,
Sure.
are we having a throwdown with the FF? Because if we are, then I'd like to retcon me knowing them.
Okay, if you want to have, if like you can totally be the person to talk sense to them if you want to know them, or we can retcon and you don't know them. It's
Here's
whatever you
so
guys
like
like.
out of character. I'm not invested in. We have to keep fighting the Fantastic Four. I just
Yeah.
think Andromeda would have attacked, in that initial moment. And it's extremely traditional in Marvel Comics for characters to first have a fight and then work things out and team up. So like if you want to go on the work things out angle, you absolutely can, right?
Just on
I'm
the
open to however you want to play this.
and but while we're at breakpoint, thank you for calling break so we could talk it through. In case someone has never seen the Fantasticar, please let me share with you the bizarreness that is the Fantasticar.
It's a
Oh, it's
flying
this one. There's
toaster.
like a version that looks like just a bathtub that flies, basically.
Right.
Yeah, there's a bunch of versions of it. This is the more classic, kind of styling where it's very, yes, the Fantasticar is one of my favorite dorky Fantastic Four things. There's a lot of dorky Fantastic Four things,
Oh
but
wow. It's like they took like superhero vehicles are so cool and so good, and like it's like it just took the opposite direction.
yes.
It's like all of them are good because they put every dorky choice you could
Yes, they put
possibly
all the
make.
choices, every choice. And this is the robot that also bailed out of the Fantasticar.
Good old Herbie.
His name is Herbie. Because when the 60s Fantastic Four cartoon was coming out, there were rights issues with the Human Torch. And so they just created a whole cloth, a brand new character, a cute robot named Herbie. And Herbie has existed in the comics after that occasionally and is loved and hated in equal measure by various fandoms. But
Looks very canine adjacent from Doctor Who, sort of
yeah,
metal animal companion.
so let me check back in with Squirrel Girl, aka Rod. Do you want to know Fantastic Four and have to be again the mediator in the middle of this fight, or do you want to not know and fight a little bit longer?
You know, I think I could know them and still participate in the fight somehow. So we can keep it as is. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the check-in. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Yeah, so Squirrel Girl, you see this mess that you guys are involved in. Don't know if you caused it. Maybe you did, maybe not. What do you do?
She'll run to the closest FF member, which I think is Torch,
Sure, yeah.
and she'll just, first look at him dreamy-eyed, and then yell, no, no, this is a big misunderstanding. We're not the bad guys.
SG! Wow, it's great to see you again. Oh, this is a misunderstanding? Oh yeah, I did kind of take out her ugly mech.
Doreen, you know this Joker? What is happening?
No, they're heroes. They oh gosh.
I gotta check on my sister. And whoa, he flames. Flame on! And he takes off
Right.
because I love that he has a power word or whatever.
Yeah.
So he flies over to the wreck of the Fantasticar, which is already self-repairing because Fantasticar. And the Thing will be coming over. SG! How the hell are you?
Good. But
I think I gotta mash this blue girl.
no, this is my friend.
He's wrecked my car!
You're flying, right, Andromeda? You're flying in the air right now?
No, I can't fly. I just
Oh, you can't fly.
only
Like 3-point land.
Only Kukulan with his mutant wing feathers, like foot wings, can fly. I just
Gotcha.
jumped really high.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. I'll
So like I'm just like dusting myself off and like getting ready for round two, which I
Reed
think
says she's from the clan or something. It's clobber time, baby. I train with She-Hulk. You think I'm afraid to hit a girl? Because you're wrong. Come on, put up your dukes.
bring it, Orange Man.
It's gonna hit you. What do you do?
Me or Andromeda?
The Thing is going to hit Andromeda.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm like totally game for you to step in here somehow, right? Like
yeah, for sure. You can 100%.
I don't have to do the next die roll if you
intercede
want to
anyway. Yes.
intervene.
Oh, well, I'll just like grab one of his huge arms.
His big rocky arm. He's like,
Yeah.
kind of throwing off my trajectory here, Squirrel Girl.
No fighting. You're at a school, and that's my friend.
Oh, cripes. All
You
right.
wrecked your car. Your friend wrecked my car. Wrecked my mech.
Do you
It was-
have any idea how many cars that Johnny has wrecked over the past, I don't know, few years?
You can't keep an eye on. It was just walking here. It wasn't even doing anything.
Oh, cripes. Johnny! What'd you wreck her big, whatever the hell this is? Johnny's helped Sue Storm out, and Reed is fixing the Fantasticar. Small problems. You guys take care of that one, Reed says, and Sue is walking over. Johnny, what did... She floats up on some kind of invisible thing and comes over. Can it be fixed?
Yeah, I mean, this part I don't know. This part was experimental. I was gonna work on it in the lab, but
You
yeah,
have
I've got a good tool, screw set.
Is it a shield lab? Because we have a lab.
Oh, you do? You have a
Rather impressive. It's the Baxter building. She
Oh.
points, and you see one of the high, sky rise,
Oh,
skyscrapers there.
you've got
In
to.
the
Is it all just like 3D printers, or do you have like wrenches and stuff
3D
too?
printers are so last year.
Okay.
We can work on this. Do you go to school here now?
Yes, sort of. We just started, but I'm sorry, I'm Betty Carter.
Right, I've read your file. And she takes your hand and shakes it. Sue Storm,
Nice-
Invisible Girl, member of the
Oh.
Fantastic Four. She gestures to her blue outfit with the 4 on it. And you notice there's like a family resemblance between Sue and the very hot Johnny. She also very attractive.
Yeah. Betty is calmed down slightly enough from this to regain some of her like, oh gosh, I'm talking to attractive, confident people who are not villains. And it's like, sorry, the uniforms, it's hard to tell who's
I
a
really
villain uniform versus a hero sometimes. I'm not from around here, so I'm sorry. Neither is Andromeda. But you were just in the neighborhood?
Are we not fighting anymore?
No. No.
I don't think it's clobbering time, honey.
They're
Okay.
heroes. They're heroes. It's not like the terrible trio. There's a lot of numbers, a lot of number groups. Really
Sue's
hard.
like, oh God, I hate those guys. They're really the worst. One of them can always tell where I am. It's very annoying.
I think we had a friend who is missing right now, but he also ran into him. Exactly. But
Oh. These 4 usually fight Victor Von Doom. I thought I took care of that for you, but my friend told me it was actually just one of his stupid robots.
Oh my. This is a very interesting large robot. Did you place yourself inside this? That is extremely dangerous, Betty Carter.
you would think so, but see these roll bars, and then you gotta like have enough insulation on what you're wearing. So you see, kind of like get in there, and then a
No,
good-
I'm rather sure it's still extremely unsafe.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, not all of us are naturally flame retardant like some of your team members are. Yes. I love the little bot voice.
Well, hero's gonna hero.
But you've seen mechs like this?
Well, not exactly mechs like this, but yes.
That's great. I've been trying to fix mine because there's a anyway, it's a problem. I'm just trying to make up.
I like repairs.
That would be great. I'm trying to fix it so that it doesn't hurt anybody else. It's been safe for me, but it can be a little unsafe for other people.
I could see that. Why don't you allow us to take this mech to the Baxter building? And then after you get out of school, we will work on it together.
At the idea of take away and you stay here, but is like,
Yes, it's hard choices. Whatever are you going to do?
because I was like, that's not like a label adjustment or something where I can resist, right? Or is it like a provoke where I
No,
do.
I think it's just a straight up like hard choice where the MC's saying, "Hey, you could get your thingamabobs fixed, but you're gonna have to be sans mech for a little bit."
She just looks at Sue, who seemed really confident. Like she knew her, she read her file, so she knew who she was.
Mhm.
And said that they had a cool lab. And she even seemed to think like the 3D printers were primitive. So Betty really wants to see the inside of this lab now because it sounds really cool. And is like, as long as you are careful, I know no one's gonna do anything to it till I get there, right?
I promise, I pinky promise, no one will touch your mech until you return to it.
Thanks. And does he have his name written on his robot?
Of course, yeah, he's got
Oh,
like
yeah.
a little display. Herbie,
Thank you.
Herbie.
Herbie. I appreciate it. And she like grabs out her hand to shake his hand on it.
He will take your hand in his little robotic fingers and give you a firm shake. There are a lot of students who are all watching you guys dialogue with the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Car is nearly fixed at this point, and Reed Richards is directing it with Herbie to pick up your mech since you've agreed to it.
And where is John? He's just off somewhere after.
Johnny's around if you wanted. Like he will probably take off soon because
Yeah.
Fantastic Car only has 4 seats, so he just flies.
Oh, okay.
Thing will come over and go, hey, Smurfette there. Talking to you. Clan member or whatever. You coming to the Baxter building when she comes over to work on her big robot? We go round for round.
I don't know any of these words, but that sounded like a challenge.
Hey, Squirrel Girl, can you, like, translate for me to Takalani and tell her, yeah?
It's a friendly challenge.
Yeah.
Ah, a friendly bout. Very well.
Yeah.
Then I accept your offer of a friendly test of metal, man of orange rocks.
I'll get one of these. You won't forget soon. Steps into the Fantastic Car. Fantastic Car has these like weird robot arm kind of things that remind you of like Doc Ock, and it picks up the mech, cradles it, and then Fantastic Car starts to fly away. And there are several crushed cars left in its wake.
Oh, oops. I'll like turn to the students that are watching us and I'll say, do not worry, surface world dwellers.
They're like taking pictures with their phones.
Squirrel Girl and the Exiles have dealt with the situation. All is resolved.
And the girl who I've named Lisa Strode, who
one who
was
tripped
from
me?
Jim. Yeah, the one who tripped you. She says, aren't like exiles the people that get kicked out?
Or have moved somewhere from somewhere else for
Right.
interesting reasons. Betty said.
Yeah, what she said.
She tosses her hair and turns to stroll back in her ill-fitting Brooklyn Visions Academy uniform back to gym, and the bell rings because that brings the into gym class.
Well, that was more exciting than math. I'll say to Doreen and Betty.
So I will open this up. Are there any other things you guys would like to try to tackle, using air quotes, in this first day of school.
Can I do just like a quick hit to put a bow on a thing I tried to
For sure.
establish during the fight? So I approach Betty and I say, "Hey, I know you don't like being far away from your big stompy thing, but maybe this will be good. You can learn to you know mix it up without the suit. I grabbed something in case it would be helpful. I don't know if you can gadgetify this or what, but I hand her just a piece of the Fantastic Car that I smashed off earlier.
Yes.
Is it like maybe like a little repulsor jet or something? That's like
Sure.
Yeah.
Betty's eyes light up and she's like, this is great. I could study this. Maybe I could make some to attach onto the mech. Like she's already just like running off on things, but then kind of like stops. And it's like, thank you, Andromeda. I wish I could just be impressive like you can. But stuff blows up. But I thank you for thinking of this.
Is that mechanically something like moment of weakness or comfort and support?
Let's see.
Ooh, yeah, I'd
Because I was
love for that to
thinking
be.
I was thinking you might be doing a comfort and support. But yeah, I guess this is when you share a vulnerability or weakness, hold 2, and you can spend the hold to clear a condition or add 1 team to the pool. So I guess that it could be a weakness. Triumphant celebration. No, that's
No,
that
no.
you ask if they could have done it without
Look,
you.
I
Could do it as a comfort and support to you because you've actually got more.
and you told in the process of
Yeah.
saying how you didn't feel awesome, you told me I was awesome, which I would count that.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
All right. That's right. I have 1 mundane.
You have 1 mundane. What could go wrong?
Yeah, nothing.
I like that. I like that. Also, we keep doing these fights, but never actually roll enter battle as a team because we enter battle so haphazardly and then drop out
I
of
know.
it.
And also not at villains so much. They're always like real.
I mean,
people.
both of the dads we fought last time were villain-ish.
That's true. They were at least a villain adjacent.
Yeah. So that's a 7. So
Okay.
Cool. On a 7 on a comfort or support. The target, which will be Andromeda, if you open up to Betty, you can mark potential, clear a condition, or shift your own labels.
I will open up. I'll say, thank you, Betty Carter. I am not sure I have been as impressive at this high school thing as I usually am at everything, but I'm glad to help. And I think together we can take anything this high school throws at us, right?
yeah. She's like, definitely. And if you need help with your math stuff later, just let me know. I can just do your homework or something. And grabs her hand.
Surface Worlders just don't have enough numbers. It's like half the normal digits.
That's so you're really gonna have to explain Talakani numbers to me sometime because that's fascinating.
Well, I like that scene.
Awesome.
That was good. That was really good.
Yay.
Cool. Any other follow-ups in our school day?
Did Genki, who was there at the beginning, did he just get
He moved
out
to a
of
safe
Dodge?
space.
He moved to a safe space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Betty probably wants to leave a post-it note at the lab that says something like, sorry for the big mess or something like that. Sorry for getting you involved. The 3D printer looks real cool. Thumbs up sign or something like that, Betty.
Nice.
And leaves it in the lab somewhere because I don't know where we're gonna be for the rest of the day.
Is that intended for Genki or?
Yes. Yeah, I
Okay,
think
cool.
I'll
I thought so. I
didn't
just wanted to
know
double
his
check.
first name. Be like, thanks for helping. When I get it fixed, I'll show you how it works or something.
Nice. And then what about Doreen?
I don't know. I think she's just still processing.
It's a lot.
I guess I'm curious if Andromeda is going to show up to the basketball game or not.
Yeah,
So,
that is the thing. We've hit you with the typical. You've scheduled yourself for two things: fighting the thing and participating in a basketball game. Which one will you choose, or will you try to do both?
Oh man, I think Andromeda did not understand at all that these things were happening at the same time. But I am happy for her to try and work this out. Yeah. So maybe she comes over to Squirrel and she's like, okay, Doreen, which one is basketball?
oh, I pull out my phone. I show you a quick video. Um, this is the one with the bouncy ball and throwing it in a hoop
Okay,
kind of
it's not
thing.
the one where you can't use your hands.
No, no, it's not soccer.
And and can you fight the other team in this one?
Uh, no, no, not the way you mean.
They let you do that in one of the Surface World sports, though, right?
I think you're thinking of hockey, but yeah, no, this is not the one.
Hmm.
Um, you don't have to go to the game. Um, it's up to you.
But it sounds like the team is relying on me. And what sort of warrior would I be if I let my squad get slaughtered without my assistance?
That's true. You could use it to try to fit into school a little more. Um, it's up to you. It might be a good idea.
But I'm also supposed to spar with the Orange Rock Man. Maybe I can win basketball fast enough to get to the Orange Rock Man in time.
Sure. You didn't set a time with his name is Thing or Ben.
That's not a name.
Uh,
That's
Ben
just a
is.
noun.
Oh, you can call him the Thing, or you can call him Ben.
That doesn't
Um,
seem nice. I don't. Surface Worlders like being called things.
uh, it's a name he gave himself, I think. So, uh, maybe he couldn't think of a better name at the time.
It's weird.
Oh, definitely. Um, yeah, well, you never set a time for him to meet him, so certainly you could play a game and then play have a I almost say date, have a meeting with him after.
She's mulling this over. What what do you think, Doreen? What should I do? I'm trying this high school thing and a superhero thing, but you've actually done these two things already.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, let's go to the let's go to the basketball game and then go to the Baxter building after.
Andromeda will accede to this and nod.
Nice. That's great. I'm definitely a fan of this. So we cut out of school and you guys are in plain clothes. Betty, you have a hard choice. Are you going to delay getting back to your mech to attend this basketball game where they are not shooting like this? They're like doing this kind of crazy stuff?
I was expecting to see actual baskets, but it sounds like that's not really a thing anymore. Um the does because I wasn't there when Andromeda joined the basketball team. I assume you guys tell me, and also maybe Doreen, like, do you impress upon her that this is a team activity? Because, like, ooh, yeah. Can I also refresh my gadgets with the Fantasticar bit?
Oh yeah, for sure. You can totally do that.
Yeah, I think Betty's like, okay, awesome. So you're coming to the Baxter building with me, right? I've gotta go after school. Sue said someone's picking me up.
Why don't you go ahead there and we'll meet you when we after the game.
I have to win basketball, and then you tell that orange thing that I will come and win against him too.
Whoa.
First the
Okay.
orange ball, then the orange thing.
So
Okay.
good.
Okay. Okay, cool. I didn't know you joined the basketball. You joined the basketball
Apparently.
team? Wow. Make sure that you do you need like an energy bar or something like that? Because you just pulled a car down and did you guys get lunch? Do you need
Maybe just some water, to be honest.
hey, maybe you can stop by the pool and you can do some laps. But yeah, I'll tell them that you guys are on your way. Doreen, make sure that you cheer hard for me too, okay?
I think you'll love it there. Um, I think when you mentioned lunch, she thinks, oh, Gwen. Um,
Yep.
um, all right, catch you later. And I'm gonna speed off to meet Gwen.
Nice. Good. So just to check, Betty is choosing not to go to the basketball game. Is that
Yeah.
right? The
I have
temptation of going to Baxter Building is too much for her.
yeah. And also everybody seems chill with me doing that. At least they're do. But I don't know what, cool school wide horrors or wonders I am missing or or triggering by just being a little science person.
Yeah, you could totally be a science person. I just want to make sure that I read that set of choices correctly because
Yeah, so Andromeda is working on fitting in, but she's not demanding everybody come to basketball. She is only she's only provisional understanding of what basketball is, to be clear, right?
Yeah.
yes.
True.
Corla has tried to fill her in on the basics, but she's still like, wait, so you could throw the ball, but not the other players.
To throw it to your teammates who are wearing the same color uniforms that you are wearing.
That's definitely this seems like something Doreen would be good at too. Like Betty is
Oh my
also
gosh.
slightly unclear as to what basketball is right now.
Yeah, it's
So,
just the tail thing.
well, yeah, that is a little bit of a problem. Not a killer, but definitely a thing to be mindful of. Then, so I'm clear. Everybody's split up at this point, right? And I'm 100% on board, as you guys know. I love that. That is totally cool with me. I just want to make sure that I didn't frame somebody up in a scene and had misread it. So let's pick up with Doreen catching up to Gwen at I guess, the end of school. And yeah, I think you are. Let's have the scene in the parking lot. You catch up to her because I want the idea of tow trucks still pulling away the wreckage of the cars that were mashed by the mech going on in the background as you meet up with Gwen. Hey, Doreen.
Hey, can we meet on the rooftop?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, that's way better. So you can the rooftop overlooking the parking lot. So I get what I want, and you get what you want.
Yes. Yep.
Nice. So you're like waiting around for a minute, Doreen, or do you want to be the one making the dramatic arrival? Because she would like, Spider Gwen her way up there, or you can totally Squirrel Girl your way up. Which do you prefer? Which is cooler?
Oh, I'm fine with waiting for her
Sweet.
and her giving her the dramatic flip onto the roof.
Oh yeah, she totally is in costume and wall crawls up and then leaps up and comes down and lands like on the like edge of the so she can do the Spidey style crouch.
Right. What name are you going by now?
Right, Spider Gwen was lame. I liked it. I workshopped it. I went with like Spider Woman, but it turns out that there was like a girl who was kind of a Hydra agent, and there was a whole thing there. So for now, I'm going with Ghost Spider, which I don't love, but it's not taken.
It's not bad. It's still, scary ghost spiders.
Yeah. So it's good to see you. Are you here investigating the weird alien drug thing?
Not well now.
See,
I
this
am.
I've been working on my recruitment skills. I normally feel like I want to work alone, but then it's really boring. So, that's a problem.
You had me at alien. What?
Right. I think it had, like, when I trace it back, I think it's Chitari related. Those are the weird flying sled
Sure.
guys with the
Yeah.
giant wormy dudes that wrecked New York about when we were little.
And they deal drugs?
I th- okay, this is going to sound super gross, but I think they are the drugs,
That is super gross.
right? That's what I
Uh,
thought.
People are smoking them?
Well, not exactly. It evidently the alien DNA gives people a boost and it affects people differently. It's kind of weird. So
Huh.
some people are injecting it, and then someone tried an inhaler, and I don't think that went very well. I'm not sure who's behind it, but a lot of people get superpowers, so that's not good.
So, all right. I just quiz her on the details and
Yeah, that's her whole detail. She has given you all that she's found out, and it's mostly through rumor and happenstance. She is not the best detective. So
uh, what makes her think the school is connected?
great question. So I think that the school's connected because I found in one of the research labs that they were doing a whole project on Chitari last semester, and then all of a sudden this starts happening. That's how I made the connection. Totally makes sense, right? Please tell me it makes sense.
Um, it's it's something to investigate.
Exactly. So
Right.
that's why I'm here. And now that I've recruited you, well, you're here.
Creeping got it. Uh, Um, all right. Well, there's no time to not like the present. Um, we can break into the computer lab or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
where you found that information.
Okay, let's do it. Everybody's at the stupid basketball game or whatever.
Ah, right.
Hey, what's the deal with the big girl?
Uh,
Is she like an alien or something? Because she definitely doesn't seem to know what's going on.
no, she's underwater. She's from an underwater civilization. Uh, I don't know if you heard the news,
Like
but
Atlantis?
exactly like Atlantis,
Cool. That's awesome.
right?
Atlantis is tight.
Hmm.
Did they say tight here? They say tight, right?
Uh, yes, they do.
Cool.
Yeah.
So she'll put her Spider Gwen mask back on, and yeah, as said in chat, this might be a good opportunity for you to do some straight up creeping.
Straight up creeping. Where are you? Here it is. Roll plus mundane 10. Okay, I can do that. Just a 7.
Just a 7. Okay, on a hit, you get to ask one question from your list there.
What in the school is not what they seem?
Ooh, that's really cool. Yeah, I like that. Now something needs to be not what it seemed, but it needs to be something that we've introduced earlier. I pause and look at the many NPCs that I've thrown onto the board. Uh, yeah, you and Spider, Ghost Spider, are peeking into the lab space where Gwen said they were doing research on Chitari stuff. And you see in that computer lab, reading obviously not English, weird pictograph symbols on a computer screen, is Coach Rumplefort. And then he types in a few weird accentiques to get odd symbols to pop up onto the screen. And it seems like he's in some kind of text chat communication. So, Gwen says, weird. Obviously, Rumplefort's an alien.
I can see that. Um,
He looked a little weird.
we
I
could
think it was the mullet.
try to interrogate him, or
Yeah, let's like bust in there and beat him up and interrogate him. There's enough cords where we could like tie him up, probably. Yep, I'm for this plan. She reached to see if the window will like, nope, it's locked. We're gonna have to bust through. And she rears back like she's gonna bust through the window. What do you do? Are you in on this?
sure. And I'm gonna bust through another window at the
Nice.
same time.
The two of you burst in through the window, and we like superimpose. And there's a quick sound of a horn that is like a time thing, and we see a basketball against a glass backboard that's been superimposed, and we've immediately like smash cut into the middle of a basketball game. Andromeda, you are on the starting team. You are about a half foot taller than every other girl on your team, and little bit taller than the two of the girls from the public school team, who really are quite good at this. Your team has no team spirit whatsoever, and they are lollygagging up and down the court. There are a lot of people here to watch the game. There are girls who dress in these weird skirts and dance around and call out names. And there's a whole bunch of things up on the wall displays. There's cheers going on. There's a wave that's happening. There's the smell of popcorn and sweat is heavy in the air. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try to get my team to rally, right? I'm like, come on, have some pride. We are the team of what's the name of the school?
I don't know. That's a great question. The moment you asked that, it was exactly when my brain thought I should.
Brooklyn Vision Academy. We are the team of Brooklyn Vision Academy. We will show these outsiders that they do not mess with BVA.
That's awesome. And as soon as you say that, I think for some reason Lisa Strode is in the front row, and she's like, "Yeah, death to the Exiles." In the Visionaries, that's awesome. Yeah, we'll go with Visionaries. That's great.
And she's like, you have to have some fighting spirit. You have to want this. You have to want that orange ball to go through that metal circle. Yes, orange ball through metal circle.
Let us see if you can provoke your team to having just the slightest sliver of hope that they have a chance. By the way, at this point, you are down by 24 points, and it is still in the first period.
Great. Well, this is great because provoking is something that I have a -1 in due to
Oh my
feeling
gosh.
guilty.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not here to provoke people.
It makes for an 8. It makes for an 8.
Look at that.
Nice. Okay, so on a 7 to 9 with provoking someone, they can rise to the bait, do what you want, or they can instead choose to stumble, which means you take a +1 forward against them. Air, you gain a critical opportunity, or overreact, which means you gain influence over them. And I'm going to say that they overreact. Like they get swept up in the fury of what you are throwing out and start really trying. And you guys score a couple of baskets in a row, but you know that this is going to be this is not a battle. This is a war. And Andromeda, when the first period ends, you guys are down by 16, which seems like a lot. And I'm going to introduce one of your teammates here. So we need to come up with a name for our member of the Brooklyn Visionaries basketball team, because she is telling the coach, who we're just going to say is Miss Caleros, because
Cool.
Yeah, because economy of NPCs, and also I think that the basketball coach quit recently because they're so terrible. Let's see. Rich is going to his names folder to find a random name. No.
But basketball games score like loads of points. Or
Exactly. 16 points is fine. It's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. All right.
Yeah, we'll catch up with them.
Totally will. Here we go. Ooh, Gabriella Nur is the teammate of yours who, as you guys, the first period ends, she tells Coach Caleros, "Hey, I need to go to the bathroom real quick." And Didn't you go before the game? Just hurry back, hurry back. And Gabriella, who seems to know basketball, but is just a few steps behind everybody else. So she mostly has told you how the game works. Oh man! By the way, the mention of the mascot being a pair of glasses is pretty great.
Yeah, we're the visionaries.
Yes, exactly. So you obviously can't have very good vision. Wait, no, that's not right. So yeah, she takes off to head to the bathroom. Your coach, Coach Caleros, she starts like drawing out a couple of plays. Okay, guys, Andromeda is obviously our best shooter. So what we're going to do is set her up. We're going to set her up to be successful. I need you to set a pick, and I need you to set a pick. Andromeda, you should be able to sweep around the side that's going to be open and just take it to the hole, she says with some like authority. And the rest of the team says, okay, do we just keep doing that until it stops working? Yes.
All right, you heard the coach. Let's go out there. Show them what we're made of.
Nice. So you head back out. You now have influence over the kids on your team. And Gabriella, just before the horn sounds, she runs up, goes to the score table, and comes in to join the lot of you. And she looks over at you and says, Anna, I think we got this, right? Yeah. And
Let's show them what we can do.
she nods. And as you walk away to go to the center for the jump ball, which I'm imagining the first jump ball was where you found out that's not exactly not what you should do. You should jump and get the ball. That's what it means. And Gabriella, the camera lingers on her for a moment, and we see like her eyes just slightly change color for a moment. And
That
you tell
seems
me, do you get the jump ball this time?
not ominous.
Not at all.
This is time for Alexi to reveal that he knows very little about basketball.
Oh, don't worry about it. That's okay. So are you
Playing-
successful in the jump ball where they toss the ball up and it determines who's going to have possession of it at the very first play? It's not, it's
sure.
low stakes. So, okay, cool. Awesome. So you grab the ball, toss it over to Gabriella, and Andromeda knows, okay, the way that they drew up the play, I should be getting the ball here to go around. But Gabriella wasn't there for that presentation by your coach. And she dribbles and heads down the court, moving a lot faster than you saw her in the first period. Maybe she got a burst of energy or inspired by your speech. And then she dunks the ball.
Whoa.
And hangs on the rim for just a moment to like turn around and look at the audience before she releases the rim and drops down to the glass. It throws her fist up, and people are just shocked. Your side, your half of the audience, the crowd goes crazy. Even Lisa's like, "What? That's insane!" Because no one has dunked the ball yet. Obviously, that's the thing you should do. Because they scored points, and now you're only down by 14. We cut away from Andromeda as like, what's the reaction to Gabriella's sudden capability?
I don't think I was briefed on the superpower drug thing at all.
No,
right?
you were not. You were not.
Yeah, so I'm just like, okay, I'm finally getting through to this team.
Perfect. That is exactly the perfect reaction, and I appreciate you playing with that because it is great. We cut to the Baxter building as you enter Betty Carter. You enter the front doors, and it's one of those like the central area, the foyer, like leads up all the way up. You can look all the way up to some of the top penthouse areas, and they're all kinds of, there are hundreds and hundreds of people who work at the Baxter Building. It's after school, so not quite out of work time. There are probably some people who are riding the elevators and heading out, but yeah, just the sheer sleek tech here, very, very mod, very metal and white, and everything's super clean and highly expensive, very Apple inspired, or more like they inspired Apple, right? Am I right?
Yeah,
But when
sleek aesthetic is definitely not, because she wouldn't have a real sense for like Apple inspired. I just know everything is shiny and looks white, maybe. So
nice, I love it. And the moment you check in with the security team out front, yeah, I think Sue will come down. We've established a relationship with Sue, so let's stick with Sue. Reed's busy doing stuff, so Sue comes down. One of the elevators comes out. Betty, I'm so glad that you came. I was a little worried that, well, of course we have your Mac, so I guess you kind of had to, but still. Do you just want to go straight to the mech lab, or would you like a bit of a tour?
so you also have other things that you study, or you live here too?
Yes, both.
Oh, wow.
Reed's primary work is around an alternate dimension he calls the negative zone, but we have a number of other tech teams that are working on exploration and development of technology that can benefit mankind. We've been working on. I'm very excited about some of our work around particular horticulture that can grow in extremely arid environments.
Wow, that sounds really fascinating. You said that you're also looking at other dimensions, or you also make portals to other places?
I hear the word also. What do you mean with that question, Betty? And she's guiding you towards one of the elevators, which I think is like a disc, right? That just kind of zips up a huge see-through tube.
Just maybe you know about the
You created portals?
um uh I let's see. I literally have to shoot superior down and danger up or market condition if we're talking about my portals.
Yes!
I literally gonna take psychic damage from this. But yes.
Perfect.
I think I am insecure about this. Like, just that is one of the things I was trying to fix on my Mac, because the last
Your
time,
mech opens portals?
so I was trying to get it to use other non-mechanical powers with those glass things, because but you have so many different ways to do that, and I did that too much maybe, and it shot, oh, it created this thing, and I fell through it, and that's how I got here. But then the other day when we were fighting, I shot something and it nearly sucked my friend into one as well. So maybe, I don't know.
The disc comes to a stop, rotates around, and the doors open up, and you see that she's brought you to the level that has your mech, which is in this like recessed area that is not at all like your garage. There's not a spot of grease anywhere. Oh, there's an entire like wall of tools hung in their exact designated space, and Herbie is down here taking a look. It looks like he's removed all of the parts that were damaged, and there's a 3D printer. You now recognize what that is printing up new versions of those parts. And Sue reaches out and touches your arm after you guys step out of the elevator. The doors close. It's just you, her, and Herbie in the lab here. It can be very exciting to explore other worlds, but like you said, very dangerous. Betty, I think it's important that we work together on this, and any future work on your portals, we should vet each other's work, don't you think? And she's trying to use her influence over you because she is an adult to try to lower your danger and increase your mundane.
Oh, oh boy. Just can't really let this happen in good conscience.
Oh, really?
Um,
So are you going to reject her influence?
no, okay, can I just resist the label shift?
What you can
Um,
do is you have to reject her influence. And when you reject someone's influence, this is on row 27 of the basic move or the moves tab. When you reject someone's influence, you just roll 2d6. On a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out, which means she won't be shifting your labels.
oh man.
However, if you fail, her words will hit you hard, you mark a condition, and then the GM will adjust your labels. But probably the same way she was trying to adjust your labels.
So even I don't have to permanently cancel her influence forever then. I can
You don't
just
have to. You can just
Okay.
basically stand true to yourself here.
It's not like she's wrong. I just this idea of like vetting, like Betty's not 100% sure what happened in the first place. If she doesn't want me to make portals, maybe I won't be able to go back. It sounds like if they don't like portals, I kind of need to be able to do that. But you reject, you roll to resist with
Nothing. You just roll 2d6.
just roll. Okay, I forgot there's no.
But
It's
if you're
dangerous.
insecure, you get a -2 to it.
Oh!
I knew that there was a minus.
Oh, thank you very much for that one, Alexi. I did not look at
I
that.
thought it pinged my I thought it pinged what I had. Okay. Yeah, she's like I rolled snake eyes with a -2, which somehow it's a
Big fat 0.
Wow. Wow. I really feel like the words hit you hard. You need to mark a condition.
100%.
And I feel like guilty from the condition names just sounds like what she's doing. She's basically called you out on the danger that you just admitted you are to your team and
Yeah.
others. And she's going to adjust your labels. She is going to increase your mundane from 1 to 2 and decrease your danger from -1 to -2.
Just the least dangerous person in the
Just like a
universe.
little kitty cat. So compliant.
I'm
It
gonna
hurts.
the human storm the next time I see him. Watch me be dangerous then.
Cool. I am looking at time, and I think what we'll do is we'll kind of musical montage bring this to the end of you working on your mech with Herbie and Sue Storm, and they're super encouraging. Like you may feel a little guilty, but they're not trying to make you feel bad. Herbie's amazed by some of the tech, but we the audience notice that the glass tubes haven't been replaced and they're still working on that tech. So that's something you'll need to deal with next time. We cut back and our last scene here of Andromeda at halftime. The horn sounds and you guys are up by 4 points. But we know that it's Gabrielle who has push. The two of you are just unstoppable at this point. You just pass it back and forth between the two of you, and one or the other of you will score. It is invigorating. It is like 2 against 5, and the other 3 are just there to set picks and pass you the ball. And they seem excited to be part of this thing. And then we cut back to Doreen and this is our like cliffhanger moment, but Doreen and Ghost Spider as the coach Rumpelfort turns around and draws out some weird blaster ray device that looks of Chitauri design, and he actually just pulls the trigger as he's done. It's one of those like painting lasers, and it's just coming across towards the two of you, and that will be the end of this particular episode. So we have some end of session things to resolve, and then of course we'll do our stars and wishes. So let's do the end of session. At the end of each session, you choose if you grew closer to the team, grew into your own image of yourself, or grew away from the team. We'll start with Squirrel Girl.
I don't think I grew away from them. I don't think I necessarily grew into more of my own image. So I guess I got closer to them.
Who made you feel welcome?
Good question. Let's see. I think Andromeda by saying, by asking me what to do with with the basketball
Nice. Be the leader. Yeah.
Yeah, there was
awesome.
there were rough moments when I was lashing out at you after I got tripped, but I did turn to you to know what this surface world sport called basketball was.
And it looks like Andromeda has influence over you. So Andromeda, you can immediately shift
I lost that influence. I burned it to inflict a condition.
That's right. So now you get it back.
I get it back.
So, there we go. Random truck driver. We totally need to name the random truck driver. Dang it. I'm so bad. I was better about names today, but yeah, it's definitely always an area of opportunity for me to continue to influence. Let's check with Andromeda. Did you grow closer, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team?
I think grow closer to the team. I think my back and forth with I'm going to point this one at Betty, the Supermarine.
Nice,
because we had that heart to heart after our dust up with the Fantastic Four.
Nice. So Betty, you already have influence over Andromeda, it appears, so you can shift one of her labels up and another down.
Ooh. I think that seeing Andromeda bring the car down and do all this stuff, like, gets on the basketball team just by existing, like, in this school, like, I think I'm putting her superior up because, like, that, like, and her freak down because it's not weird. Like, her skills are less weird here. She's just, like, strong and cool, and that is normal and neat. Or at least she's succeeding at cool Earth stuff, even though she doesn't feel like she's fitting in.
Nice. Then Supermarine, did you grow closer to the team, grow away from the team, or grow into your own image of yourself?
I think closer to the team, because also, even though I was causing problems and such, the team was great. I think Andromeda this time for making sure that she got me a gadget from this thing. Like, even though I was causing a problem, she was like, hey, you'll probably want this, like, and the phrasing of it as, like, I know you're gonna be nervous to be away from your mech, like, was I think appreciated.
Nice. Then let's see. Did you already have influence?
I did
Lothar?
not. This has been I've been re-upping my influence here, just filling back in my supply.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Then we will shift into stars and wishes. We start with wishes so we can end with stars. Who'd like to go first with wishes for, I believe we have 2 sessions left, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see some of the new storylines play out here, especially the like alien drug thing happening. That seems really interesting, and I'm very up for Squirrel Girl to bring the rest of us into that that quest. And yeah, and maybe looking at Squirrel Girl strives, maybe that's an excellent opportunity for her, Doreen, to lead the team in battle. And at some point in these coming sessions, I'd love to check in about Andromeda and her dad's quest. But yeah, mostly it's gonna be, I think, pretty cool if we can see how some of these new dramas at the school play out.
Yes, I very much want to circle back to the father stuff, but since part of it was going to get a thing with a PC who's not here, I thought,
Yeah, when
oh,
Pietro's
just
here,
like-
that will make more sense.
Cool. Thank you for being cool with that. I appreciate that very much. Awesome. So who'd like to go next with wishes?
I would love to see Doreen do another drive. I would love to see Doreen like feel the ability to start her own problems too, like, and not just like have to clean up after hours and be like, well, you know what's going on in life, you fix it, Doreen. Like, I totally would love to see like her beacon moment of like, guess what, I've always wanted to do a stupid big powered thing, and this is my everybody else shut up, I'm doing something now. Like, very excited for like her to snap under the weight of all of our shenanigans, if that is something you are interested in doing, Rod. But yeah, the amount of having to fix this, I would love to. I realized I forgot to like provoke Johnny Storm into like making it better. Instead, I was like, should have just rolled something mechanical instead of yelling at him. But I really love following this up and kind of figuring out whether, like, if fixing the portals for Betty is like I can get home, or whether it's like just like I want to just learn as much as I can, kind of a thing. And I don't know if that's kind of going to be like, if Shield is like, hey, guess what, we need you to never do this again because it's going to be super dangerous, and we want you to fix this permanently, and stay here. Or if there's going to be some way for her to figure out what that means for her. Not that I, Danielle, want Betty to just like leave, but I didn't realize until playing out this one that I was like, oh, it would be really lonely and sad to be around and be like, nobody knows who I am and where I come from. And just like when you're overtired and everything's unfamiliar and you're like, you see one more label that's different and you're like, I am done with life right now.
I get you. Okay. Cool. Thank you very much, Danielle. Rod, what about you? Any wishes?
What days are I thought we had 3 more sessions, but what day are we not
Maybe you
playing
do
this
have
month?
3. I may have miscounted. It's the next few Sundays, right? Should be the next few Sundays in a row. Oh, it's 3. You're right. There are 3 Sundays left in March because it's very early in March.
Okay.
And my brain
We're
was
able to
thinking
play
it was
on
later.
each of those Sundays.
I'm able to. So
I am. How
think-
is
think-
everyone?
I think
I'm
the
still
19th
figuring out
I'm
about-
not able to join, but I could join the other 2.
and I think that K is a no on the 26th. I think that's where my head got mixed up. So, but yeah,
I might, the 12th, next Sunday is the only one that I'm kind of like, I don't know, but I might be able to join voice only if we are
Okay.
or something like that. But so Doreen might be holding all of the things all the way through. Scroll girl has got us. So yeah.
I mean, one thing to think about, we don't have to answer, is that I am curious if the band will break up at the end, and because you're all from either different dimensions or different locations. Um, so I mean, I guess it's something we keep in the back of our mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, gosh, any other wishes? I don't know that I have any specific wish at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, did you have any stars from the session, Rod?
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. Stars to everyone. Thanks for running a great game, Rich, and throwing us in, both the crazy new school situation and having the Fantastic Four pop up as well. Um, I enjoyed Betty and Herbie and Betty and Sue, and I'm looking forward to seeing the souped up mech that comes out of this collaboration. I'm very curious. I very much enjoyed Andromeda's school spirit and trying to fit in and making enemies uh, and not realizing it. And yeah, I love the pep talk in the basketball game, and I'm very curious to see. I like the addition of Spider Gwen, Ghost Spider. I'm very curious to see what's gonna come out of this.
Awesome. Thank you, Rod. Danielle, what about you? Any stars?
Yes, I really liked the school setup and the cool people that we met. Having the 3D printers and the idea of like what a shop and a workshop looks like now versus what Betty would be used to was really fun to work with, Rich. So I really liked all of those visualizations and like physical engineering and all the different things that modern life have. Obviously Andromeda's like not only taking to like gym but like interacting with the coach and like being like, yeah, you seem good at this. Yes, I am. What do you play? Everything. Just like doesn't even know what basketball is, but she's like, yes, I can play that, obviously. Was really great. I liked Doreen. I really liked how Doreen was like hanging on in the middle of like all of us going in a bunch of different directions and having to like be the person who has the friend who comes along with everybody, and like those cool that little moment of like your friend who annoys your friend, and then it's also your problem because now your two friends have hurt each other's feelings, but somehow this is your problem. Was like a really fun, very realistic moment of like, oh no, what am I supposed to do? What can I do? So that was cool to see Doreen work through that, and I'm sure they'll get through that. But I really kind of like that moment of tension in there too. So that's the kind of fun thing that's hard to get at without mundane problems as well, instead of having, they don't always have to be super. So yeah, it was really
Awesome.
cool.
Thank you. Alexi, bring us home.
Yeah, I like that we have mundane problems. I like that a girl just tripped me when I was running those laps, and that she's like sticking around as a sort of semi nemesis in the background of the school stuff. It's great.
I'm
Maybe-
glad she
maybe
clicked.
we'll reconcile. Who knows? I don't know how many nemesis I can afford to acquire if Bud is also gunning for me. And I I give a star to the dice for making Betty's trip to the Baxter building incredibly punishing. Even as she's surrounded by all this great technology, just that the judgment creates so much drama. It was good, and I think you played it well. Danielle. I
Mhm.
like I'm rooting for Betty, but also happy for like the drama of it not being simple, even when she's handed magic 3D printers that will give her whatever she needs to repair her mech. And uh I liked how Squirrel Girl you know Squirrel Girl knows everybody, and that we got Nancy at the school. Squirrel Girl has teamed up with Spider Gwen. Squirrel Girl has teamed up with the Thing. That might be the most specific star, actually, just the like back and forth with me, the Thing, and Squirrel Girl, uh serving as the intermediary for us to peacefully arrange our bout, was great.
I really loved that the Thing is the first character where Andromeda said, "I have no idea what you are saying to me." That he is his. I did my best to do Thing speak, and it was just weird enough for Andromeda to be confused. That delighted me, and thank
There are
you for.
enough colloquialisms that you kind of need like Earth reference points or like surface world reference points to follow along.
Yeah, that was the whole Fantastic Four was great. Like, I so enjoyed Johnny Storm being there and his back and forth with everything, even though Betty was so angry she couldn't see straight. So I'm like, I can't acknowledge this or engage with this in the way that it deserves. But that was so much fun. I was like, I just want to sit back and eat popcorn and watch Rich be the Fantastic Four. How about I just do that?
Uh, I'm so happy that the Fantastic Four showed up. I did not have them planned until you had a hard move with your mech. I'm like, who in New York? Who in New York would stop a mech that just shows up? Johnny Storm would do that without asking questions. He would just take it down and think he's done the right thing.
And his thing of like, I even did the thing Reed told me where I am doing the calming of the people.
I pay attention, Sue. So awesome. I'm glad this was fun enough for y'all, and I look forward to continuing next week. Thank you all so much for playing. We'll bring this recording to a close.